Hey there. Great afternoon, everybody. Come on in the room. Happy Tuesday to every one of you. Yes, it is Lunchtime Empowerment Talks, the mobile edition today. So come on in the room. Say hello as you're coming in. Y'all, it is the last Tuesday of the year. Oh, my gosh. I don't know about you, but I am super excited because guess what, y'all? We're almost at the end of another year. Hey, Bree, how are you? It's the mobile edition. I tell you guys always I had to take care of some things with my mom today, so I am not back home yet. And let me just FYI to everybody, your first ministry needs to be your family. Your first ministry needs to be your family. I want to make sure y'all hear me clearly. Your first ministry needs to be your family. Hey, Janae. Hey, Deanna. And so my mom needed some things done, and so I'm not back home yet. But guess what? Lunchtime Empowerment Talks is wherever I am. Why? Because I am Lunchtime Empowerment Talks. And so what I wanted to talk to you about today is reflect and release. Reflect and release. Before you get to Saturday night, I need you to take some time to reflect and release. Some of you made a commitment to yourselves at the beginning of this year that you will release some things and you're still carrying it. Some of you made commitments to yourself that you were going to let go of some things, and here we are, December the 27th, 2022, and you're still carrying them. So I want you to reflect and release. What do you mean, Dr. Vaughn? I want you to reflect over all the accomplishments you made this year, reflect all the growth that you've had this year, reflect on the blessings that you've had this year, reflect on the miracles that God has performed, reflect on the doors that God has opened. But there is a point in reflection that you also got to reflect and be real with you about what you didn't do. Okay. I know ain't nobody gonna like that. There also has to be a portion that you have to reflect on what you didn't do. You gotta reflect and be real with you and be committed not to carry certain stuff over to this next season. This next season that we are embarking upon is going to require you to let go of some things. It's going to require you to let go of some things. This next season that you're walking into, notice I didn't say next year. I mean this next season is going to demand that you let go of some things. And so my question to you is, what have you been holding on to all year long that you refuse to release? This is a conversation between you and yourself. I know we've been smiling. I know we've been pushing. I know we've been doing, but there are some things. I heard God clearly today. There are some things we still need to release even today. Even today, there are some things that we're carrying and we're weighted down because we just refuse to let go. Somebody just type, I got to let go. Somebody just type, I got to let go. Yep, I got to let go. This ain't about nobody else. This is about me. I have to let go. I have to let go. Because some of us are struggling because we just won't let go. Simple. And guess what? I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I know it's easier said than done. But right now, you have to make a commitment to you to say, I got to let go. How long will you drag something that's depleting your very essence? How long will you carry something that is taking your joy? How long will you hold on to something that doesn't love you? How long will you carry something that's depleting you? How long will you carry something that does not feed you? How long will you stay connected to something that doesn't believe in you? How long will you stay connected to something that actually is draining your very life source? You got to let go. I got to let go. I got to let go. I have to let go. This ain't got nothing to do with whether or not I love you. This don't have nothing to do whether or not, that need to be doing something in this next season that we can't do because we still holding on to these cinder blocks that won't let you move. I can't hear nobody but God. We're holding on to stuff that is like cinder blocks that's keeping us from moving. You have the desire to take the step. You want to make the move. You want to make the change. But you got these weights on your ankles that every time you try to step, it seems like they're so weighted down that you cannot move. I got to let it go. Hey, light bulb. I'm trying to tell you, he spoke to me first. And some of the things you got to let go, y'all ready for this? Some of the things you got to let go is you. Because some of the stuff that you got to let go ain't external. Some of the stuff that you have to let go is not external. Somebody help me, please. Some of the stuff that you need to let go is not external. My God. Because here's the thing. Some of us are struggling with comparison. Some of us are struggling with our identity and our insecurities because we got some toxic traits inside of us that we have been carrying for years. You've been carrying the toxic traits for years. You've been carrying the toxic lies for years. You've been carrying the toxic narratives for years. You've been carrying what they said for years. You've been some of this stuff is internal. So everything that you need to release, we always talking about releasing people. And yeah, there are some people that we need to release. Don't get me wrong. There are some connections that we need to release. But what about that stuff that's marinating on the inside of you that you need to let go? What about those things on the inside of you? You want to know why you think you don't measure up? You want to know why you think you're not good enough? You want to know why you think you can't achieve this goal? You want to know why you think you can't go after that dream? You want to know why you can't birth that vision? It's because somebody told you 5 years ago you couldn't. Because somebody told you you wasn't good enough. Because somebody told you that you wasn't smart enough. Because somebody told you you didn't have the degrees. Because somebody told you nobody in your family will ever do it. Somebody told you, or you experienced some abandonment somewhere, and you've been dragging it from place to place. God almighty. You've been dragging it from place to place. You've been dragging the fear from place to place. You've been dragging the lack of security from place to place. You've been dragging the doubt from place to place. You've been dragging the abuse from place to place. You've been dragging the wound from place to place. You've been dragging the doubt from place to place. How long will you drag it? Okay. I'm sorry, that kind of got. How long will you drag it? Tell her, I ain't dragging it no more. I'm letting it go today. I'm not dragging it no more. I'm letting it go today. I'm not dragging it no more. I'm letting it go today. Why? Because I made a promise to me. This ain't got nothing to do with you. I made a promise to me, and I deserve this next season that God is about to open up for me. And because of what I survived, because of what I conquered, I'm not going to let no weight on my ankles keep me from embracing. Come here, Moses. I'm not going to work hard to get to the promised land and can't see it, can't enjoy it. No, I got to let it go. I got to let it go. This is something in the inside. I got to let it go. I had to realize that some of this stuff wasn't nobody else. I had to realize that some of this stuff was me. Okay. Some of this stuff was me. I was thinking wasn't nobody picking me. Oh, God almighty. I was thinking wasn't nobody choosing me for the events. Wasn't nobody picking me for the big time things. Wasn't nobody including me in all the stuff. Wasn't nobody picking me. But the fact of the matter is, it wasn't that they wasn't picking me. I was so insecure that all I could see was a little bit that they wasn't picking. But I failed to realize that I got picked for 10 other things. God almighty, that's Jesus. I got so consumed with who didn't pick me that I failed to realize he opened up 10 other doors. Okay. He opened up 10 other doors, and I am worried because the platform I thought was going to bring me to where I was going, the platform I thought was going to bring me to that, the platform I thought was going to help me to build, the platform I thought was going to open up the door, because that platform never came. Now I feel like I'm not good enough because other people got on the platform and I didn't make it. But I failed to realize that he created 10 other platforms for for me. Come on, God. Reflect and release, y'all. Reflect and release. And then we have to understand, during your time of reflection, oh, Jesus, during your time of reflection, you also got to understand that some of those things you thought you were supposed to be connected to, you were never supposed to be connected to in the first place. They were never meant to be the door. God almighty. I said they were never meant to be the door. They were never meant to be the door. They were never meant to be the door. That was never meant to be your table. That was never meant to be your chair. But you, because of your heart and because you wanted to be connected to them, you thought that that's how you were going to build. You thought that that was how you was going to grow. And when God showed you that your growth and your connection was somewhere else, and somebody else was connected to the platform you thought you belonged to, now you don't think you're good enough. I kill that comparison demon today. I kill that comparison demon today. Yep. We're going to pull it up by the root. Yep, I came strong today. We're going to pull it up by the root. Why? Because we're too busy measuring ourselves by what we thought we were supposed to have, and then we're not realizing that we got more than we deserve. Let me say that again. We are measuring ourselves by what we thought we were supposed to have, but not realizing we got more than we deserve. I'm just trying to help somebody today. Before we go into this new year, I don't care if the community that God sent you is only 10 people. That's your community. I don't care if the community that God sent you is only 10 people. Then that's the 10 people He assigned to your hands. Now build the 10 people and build them like they were 1,000 people. If the community that God sent you is only in your local establishment, then build the local and build it like it's international. I can't hear nobody but God. We have to do more and do better with what God has assigned to our hands. We got to do better with what God has assigned to our hands. Listen, I understand. I struggle with it. I fought the spirit of comparison. You think you're supposed to be a certain way. You see everybody connecting to this. You see everybody growing here. You want to know how in the world did that person get on that platform? How in the world did that person got 1,000 followers and you struggling to get 50? I get it. I get it. Trust me. I get it. But what I came to tell you is because some things we have to understand that not everybody is going to be international, and you have to be okay with what God has assigned to your hands. But that does not mean that you're less than. It does not, hear me clearly, it does not mean that you're less than the person that's international. It just meant that that was what assigned to them, and you were assigned to where you were assigned. Build well where you are. Somebody just text, I'm going to build well where I am. Somebody put it in chat. I'm going to build well where I am. I'm going to build well where I am. I am going to build well where I am. I am going to build well where? Right where I am. Right where I am. I'm going to build well right where I am. Why? Because where I build does not dictate my value. I can't hear nobody. Where I build does not dictate my value. We got this twisted. And let me also help somebody. Everything that glitter ain't gold, y'all. Everything that look like it's happy and it's building well, it ain't building well. Some of them look good, and some of them behind the scenes ain't building well. Some of them, listen, hear me clearly. Some of them look like they building well. They make it look good and make it look well put together, like they're in this season of abundance, and some of them are legitimately behind the scenes struggling. So we got to stop looking at things thinking that somebody else has arrived and we're behind time. You're not behind time. You are right where you're supposed to be. The question is, will you embrace the part of the journey that God has you on? That's my question. Will you embrace the part of the journey that God has you on? Okay. We're talking about reflect and release. We're talking about reflect and release. So you got to let some stuff go. So you need to be sitting with yourself during the course of this week. I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions because I tell y'all all the time. To me, New Year is not a day; it's a decision. So my New Year might be in June, and I might have another one by November. It's a decision for me. And so my challenge to you today is that you reflect, not God have mercy, not just on the good stuff that happened. But I want you to also reflect on what you need to release before December the 31st. There are some things that you need to sit with and go before God and actually realize what it is that you need to release. Because there's some things, some mindsets of your own you cannot carry into this next season. Build well where you are. In case nobody told you, you're anointed for this. You're strong enough to birth it. You're strong enough to build it, and God got you covered. Whoever needs to hear that today, God got you covered. Build well where you are. God got you. God got you. Stop looking at other people and what they're building. None of us, hear me clearly, none of us out here got the monopoly on any industry. All of us got a story that will free somebody. I can't hear nobody but God. None of us, not one of us, have the monopoly on any industry. We all, each and every one of us, our journeys and our stories will free somebody. My question is, what you doing with your story? What you doing with it? Ain't no more excuses. Can't nobody do it but you. What you doing with it? One of the T-shirts that go, and I got a new design coming. I can't wait to print it out so y'all can see it. One of the things that goes along with my last book is my journey is someone's freedom. My journey is someone's freedom. I share that with you today. Your journey is someone's freedom. The problem is you don't want to be a coach because there's 15 million coaches out here, but there's only one you that can reach the people assigned to you. What you say, God? There's only one you that can reach the people assigned to you. So while there may be 15 coaches out here, there's only one you that the people that's assigned to you can go to. Whoever's assigned to you and your voice will be assigned to you and your voice. Nobody can take them. Whoever's assigned to you and your voice is assigned to you and your voice. There may be 10 tax preparers out here, but there's a set assigned to a certain people that can guide them financially. There's probably a 1,000 preachers out here, but there are certain preachers that are assigned to certain people. You have to understand. Okay. I don't want to go too far. You have to understand that we have to stop thinking that we got the monopoly on something, so if we're doing it, can't nobody else do it. You're one person, and if there are 1,500 people near you, and you're one person, if everybody waiting for you to get him a phone call, somebody go without because they waiting for you, because you're only one person on 24 hours in a day. So why do we get so upset? Miss Val, the new design is coming out next week, but the old design is on my website, but the new design is heaven. I like the new design. I can't wait to print it and post it. But listen, y'all. I support everybody. I push everybody. I may not get the same, but guess what? It doesn't matter. Whatever God has assigned to me is coming to me. Whatever God has assigned to you is coming to you. So right now, I challenge you. Get rid of the excuse. I understand the feeling. I understand. Let it go. Let it go. Release it. Why? because you deserve the fullness of the joy. You deserve to be able to smile and not be fake about it. You deserve to be able to walk with your head held high and not be fake about it. I remember the days. Of faking it. Okay, y'all don't want to be real. I remember the days that I faked it. Now, if in fact it's easy for somebody to pull you away from me, then you were never supposed to be connected to me in the first place. So I'm no longer fighting to try to keep something connected to me if you don't belong. So I'm releasing. So I'm releasing externally and I'm releasing internally. Because I also had to realize and identify that there's some issues that within Shavonna that Shavonna had to release. Okay. I had to release some things in Shavonna because I realized that I was struggling with the spirit of comparison. Because why? Let me be real. Let me be transparent with you. Because I sat and I realized I have degrees. I have experience. I put time in. So, God, I'm trying to figure out how people who have no degrees, no experience, no certification is growing these big followings. And I know that I've sat in your presence. I know that I've gotten the training I needed. I know that I put the time in, and I know I got the heart for the people. So help me understand. Help me understand what's going on here, God. And guess what he had to say? He said, first of all, I want you to find out why you comparing yourself in the first place. I can't hear nobody but God. First, Shavonna, I want you, God talked to me. He said, first I want to know why you comparison. Why are you coming to me in the first place comparing yourself to what they're doing? That's the first issue. Before I answer your question, I need to know what's the root cause of why you even asking me that question in the first place. Immediately, I had to check myself because God is literally saying to me, I need to know first the problem ain't the question you asking me. The problem is why you feel that you need to ask me. The problem is why do you even feel that you need to ask me this? Right then, y'all, that's where I got this reflect and release from. Because I realized that at that moment in time, I had to go find the root of why I was comparing myself in the first place. Why was I comparing myself in the first place? Shavonna, what was it in you? Not Dr. Bono, no, Shavonna, what is it in you that makes you feel inadequate that you need to even compare? Why is there a comparison? Build well where he placed you. Build well where you are. I know what God has assigned to my hand. I know what God has called me to do. And if I focus totally on what he assigned to my hand, the individuals he assigned to my hand, and the work he's assigned me to do, I will be so preoccupied that I won't have time to worry about how mine measures up to you. Yeah, Janae, he gets you all the way together. You're right, Jaleesa, but I had to reflect, like, I did. And guess what, y'all? When I asked him, Jaleesa, when I asked him, the funny thing is, y'all, when y'all ask God, he tell you. Here's the thing, y'all. When y'all ask God, he tell you. And when he showed me what my root was, I had to face why I was comparing myself in the first place and where it all started. So, I challenge you today. That's my challenge for you. Reflect and release. Reflect and release. Don't just reflect on all of the good things. And guess what? I was sat down and I reflected on all of my accomplishments for 2022, and God blew my mind. I was like, God, you really showed off for me for 2022. God really did. He showed off for me for 2022, and I thank him. But then I also had to face the fact. That's right, Jaleesa, choosing freedom at all costs. But then I also had to face the fact That now that I reflected on all that you did for me in 2022, and I reflected on everything, I also had to reflect on, now what do I do from here? What does Shavonna need to do from here? And that's where the release portion of this conversation came from. After I reflected, God then had to show me what I needed to release. So it's good to reflect, but after you reflect, you have to do something. So today I challenge you, reflect and release. I was only planning on being home with 10 minutes while I was driving home, but praise the Lord. So reflect and release. This is what I want you to do. Reflect. Jaleesa said, where's my doggone journal? Yep, grab your journal. I'm going to go ahead and grab mine as soon as I get in here.
See, y'all, it wanted to disconnect me. Ain't that terrible? But just wanted to conclude, make sure everybody got this. Listen, just reflect and release today. Reflect and release today. I know it disconnected me, Janae. It was so disrespectful. It is. It was so disrespectful. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, grab your journals, sit with it today, and reflect and release. And I'll see y'all next week, Tuesday, for the first Tuesday of the year. We're going to see what God going to tell us on next week. All right. I love you guys.